message.
Good morning, everyone. As always, we'll give people a few seconds to hop on before we get started. There's no two ways around this one. I'd like to keep it under 10 minutes, but I don't think that's going to happen. I hope you are all feeling well today. My allergies are kicking in today, so that's going to make today a wonderful adventure for me. So first off, guys, if you did not hear the news anywhere else, our company, It Works, has cut the enrollment price by half for the next week. If you've got any interest in doing what I do whatsoever, then definitely get in touch with me, because between today and next Sunday, you can do it for $49, or get a friend to join with you, and two for the price of one. If you got any questions, if you're new to my page and you're not sure what it is I do, then definitely take a scroll through my timeline and see some of the posts that I've put up regarding some amazing products, guys. So definitely want to look at that. And if you're interested, even whether it's you want to join our company, join my team, or purchase something for yourself, either way, get in touch with me, and I will be more than happy to answer whatever questions you might have. So that said, I've been reading this past week from a book called Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. Some of you may be familiar with that. Some of you who have been watching me every day know kind of a little bit about what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to apologize now if it looks like I'm reading, because I took some notes and there's just no way I'm going to remember them all. I'm getting old. So I am going to kind of be glancing over to my other screen here from time to time. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird. So basically, what I gathered from reading this next topic was whether or not someone's actually good enough. So next to that age-old question of having enough time to do something, I think one of the biggest misleading excuses for not doing something is the fear of not being good enough. Guys, when I got into this company, yes, I've been involved with this type of business before. No, I was not successful. But one of the biggest fears that I had was, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, that's where that kind of went. But I kind of got over that, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. I mean, think about literally any one thing or anything that you've ever done before and consider trying it. Or that you've never done before, and consider trying it. It may sound exciting or sexy or, but could you actually do it? Or would you fill in the following blank, or the following statement? I'm not blank enough. No, we're not playing match game, guys. So silence your inner Gene Rayburn, your Richard Dawson, your Charles Nelson Riley, okay, your Brett Summers. Good Lord, I actually remember those people on that show. I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. So, but back to the topic at hand, let's just say I'm not pretty enough to be a model. I'm not smart enough to get my degree. I'm too old to transition. That's all BS, by the way. Because yet I'm reminded of the time that I moved here to Muncie. The first job that I tried for was selling insurance for a rather prominent company. I'm not going to say their name. They did have a local office here. They handled Medicare supplements and things like that. And I went to a seminar that the company held. But after listening to their talk, I decided to follow through with it. Let's see. Because, there was some good money to be made. So I thought, we'll give it a shot. There was a series of training modules that I had to go through. I had to take a state insurance exam. So not only those training modules, I also had to prepare for that. And I never really thought about how difficult the exam would be. I mean, oh yeah, I need a license to do that sort of thing. Did I mention that? But I never really thought about how difficult the exam would be. And the fact that most people don't even pass on their first try never really even entered my mind, to be honest. And then the fact that I had been a 2-time college flunky, that was put out of my mind. I didn't think about things like that. And never mind that I was also in my last year of an online college degree program while I was doing this at the same time. Manager of the insurance company decided to, or tried to tell me that I could just give up on the college degree because this would be all that they would need. I didn't need it to do this job. Spoiler alert, I didn't give up on it. In fact, I passed that test on the first try. So next up for me was setting appointments. And to do that, I would be paired up with another agent to go meet with clients. Oh, great. They call us, right? Yes, again. We had to make cold calls. What? Say what? And I did not get one yes the entire time that I worked there, which was all of 3 days. I didn't make one thin dime doing one of the most lucrative jobs that I've ever heard of at the time. Not one. In fact, I spent day one. Another thing was I had to complete all the modules before I could earn commission, before I was commission eligible. But they actually had me out making calls and meeting with people and everything instead of allowing me the time to stay home and complete the module. So, now let's fast forward, say, 10 years. It's been about that long since I moved here. So I start working this part-time home-based business where a big part of client contact is through cold calls. And I realize this, and a cold sweat starts to come over me. Now, at the time, I realized that I'd made a commitment. Hey, Heather, perfect timing. Hope you're doing okay, and hope Xander's doing okay. But at the time, I made this commitment, and so I was going to stick through this. Cold calls be damned. It's a part of it. It's a part of life. No matter, I think it's more and more. You've got to talk to people. Period. So I was going to go through this. I'm going to get over whatever it is, whatever little phobia I have about talking to people, and I'm going to do it. So now, this is the part where something I read in Girls Stop Apologizing kicks in. Rachel Hollis suggested writing a letter from yourself to yourself. Flip the script, as it were. Get in your own face and tell yourself exactly that, hey, you are smart enough, pretty enough, or not too old. So, still having a little dislike for them, I wrote this. Okay, this is the letter to myself. Hey there, Scooter. Don't judge. Why the hell are you still letting these cold calls stop you? How much have you already been through in your life? This ain't nothing. What are you afraid of? Someone's going to yell at you through a chat server? You're worried about what someone's going to say? You, the person who doesn't really give a horse's patoot about what people think about you? The person ready to shout out and reveal to their not-so-secret identity to the world? Hint, I'm not Batman. Scott, Paige, come on now. They're just words. You fearlessly studied for and took a state insurance exam while doing coursework for a degree program. You were one of the very few to pass that exam on the first try. Don't even begin to tell me that you're not smart enough. And you got that degree, didn't you? And you already know by now that 55 is not too old to transition. People do it in their 60s and 70s. You got this. And need I remind you about that informal vote survey back in 2008? All right, my butt was voted better than Lindsay Lohan's. Let's move on. So buck up, you. You got this. Oh, and your clothing choices will get better, too. So, love ya, future Paige. So suddenly these cold calls just don't bother me anymore. They aren't really cold calls anyway. I think of them now as simply communicating with a friend. And all I really had to do is just remind myself what I'm capable of. Now, I've got to take this little flashback. Some of you 90s people, old Saturday Night Live fans, you might remember this. As Stuart Smalley once said, remember him? I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Bye.